Hey guys, welcome to the shop. This week we're going to be working on basically the same thing we were working on last week, and that's the big cast iron drive pulleys for the do-all saw. We got some trepanning on the lathe, which I think is pretty neat. Got some tool grinding, just a little. Got some broaching on the Greenard press. We got some brazing, unfortunately. So, got a guest appearance by the lovely Elizabeth and Peanut the squirrel. That's pretty exciting. So, thanks for watching, guys. Let's get started. Okay, so our pulley pieces need to be turned down on the ends where they were damaged from being run without the keys and the snap ring wearing into the ends. This one has a factory edge still on it, so I can measure the height of the original, what it's supposed to be. This one's been ground on, so I can't trust it, but we can get a measurement off this. We can turn it down till we remove the damage, then we can hopefully make some spacers to take up that material that we remove, take up that space. So I need to get a relatively accurate measurement from this factory face down to the bottom. Remember, we're going to be turning this off and I got to build that back up. So what I could do is use my calipers, but that kind of complicates things. You know, you can't get in there to get a measurement off the face. You could use a depth mic, but I don't have the extended rod for this one. So what I'm going to do, I've got a little parallel here that I can span those faces. I'm going to zero on that parallel. 0. Set it across the faces and then measure directly down to the surface plate, and that should give us a direct measurement. From this face to the plate. So that is 1.790 inches, or 45, let's just say 45.5 millimeter from this face to there. So that's all we need to do. Because we need to turn this off to remove the wear, we need to also bring it back to that factory height with a spacer. We got to do it on this one and the other one. So let's go over to the lathe and turn this off. So I want this pulley half and the other one to both, I want to cut the same off of each one. That way when I make a spacer, I'll just make two of the exact same size. It'll just simplify things, I think. I believe that it'll actually matter too much. Alright, so I don't want to have to deal with all that cast iron dust. I don't want to have to deal with cleaning it up. That's the thing. So I'm just going to put some of this plastic sheeting, just the stuff you'd use on a picnic table or something like that. You know, you just throw it away when you're done. So I'm just going to put that over the lathe and use some magnets to hold it down. Make that cleanup a lot easier. Alright, so I think one more cut will do it. Just try a 10th thou. You just want to clean it up, that's all. I think that's probably good enough. I'll just deburr this edge and that'll be pretty much done. It's a decent finish. Good enough on that one. Both pulleys are now finished. The material removal on both these ended up being so close to 1/8 of an inch that I just went ahead and done that because I knew that I had two pieces of somewhat beat up 1/8 of an inch ground stock. 125 thousandths, or what is that, 3.1, I just measured it a minute ago. Yeah, 3.15 millimeter, somewhere right around there. So in order to get some spacers, some rings out of these, I'm going to try to trepan them out on the lathe. So let's go over there and see if we can't get some rings out of this stuff. Alright, let's try to cut us a ring out of here. Hopefully our modified carbide insert will hold up. I mean, it should, but I'm just going to hand feed slowly. Almost through, but I'm afraid that it'll break my carbide insert once this breaks free. So I'll just, yeah, it's almost through. I'll just tap that out, hopefully. Sometimes when these break loose, they will come around and break the tool. That worked wonderfully. Alright, so I cut that hole slightly smaller than what I really needed. That way I could come back and finish it to size, just with the same tool really. There we go. Should be to size now. You can cut them to size on the first go. This is just the sure way of doing it. For me, anyway. Alright, so I gotta be really careful and not cut into those vice jaws, because it is right on the edge there. Let's see where we're at. Alright, so I'm so close to going through, but man, it's right on those jaws also. I'm not going to risk cutting into the jaws on my chuck here. I'll just take this out. It's just paper thin. Take a punch, knock it out, and then clean it up on the grinder. It doesn't matter anyway, it's just the outside of a ring. Yeah. Let's try to knock that out if I can. Now just remove that razor blade and we'll be alright.
He's scared of
What are you doing? What is it? Don't scare you. Ow! God!
a lot of action there.
Yeah. Looking in the hole for that chipmunk buries its little goods. Oh, she wants to play.
Get it! Get it! Get it! Come here!
She's silly.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Oh!
So those finished out really nice. Not for sure what alloy they are, but it's something decent, or else it wouldn't have been ground stock. And it files hard, so that should, I mean, they're not going to rotate on the shaft anyway. They should be stationary. It's just going to butt up against that snap ring. So I still need to cut my keyways in this. I'll probably do that on the shaper. I'm just not 100% for sure yet. But I've got a small keyway that I got to cut, and I showed it week before last. Small pulley for the dual saw hydraulic pump. It's a 3/4 inch bore, so it'd be tough to do on the shaper. And I said I didn't have a broach set. My buddy Lance Baltzy, you know, he's the gentleman that sent me these stones. He's friends with Adam Booth, Keith Rucker. He's rebuilding a shaper. Adam did a video with him not too long ago, a scraping video. A lot of you guys may have seen it. Lance is a super nice guy. He's always been great to me. And he said, man, I've got an extra broach set that I'll send you if you're interested in. So I said, of course, you know, for the smaller bores, it would make my life much easier. So this is a phase 2 set, I believe. It looks to be pretty good quality, and you know, the brooches are definitely nice. So I can't wait to try this out. And in fact, we'll try it here in a minute on that small pulley and cut our little keyway. So that was nice. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate it. Let me bring you in on Lance's card. I mean, he didn't say, let me, you know, if you show my stones, I'll, you know, send you a brooch set. You guys know I use these in almost every video. They're great stones. So thank you, Lance. I appreciate it. A little shout out for you. Go check out Lance if you're interested in a set of these stones. They're quality Norton stones, and he does a great job on them. I mean, you know, I use mine all the time. So it's Lance Baltzy, 26acremaker.com or 26acremaker@gmail.com. So go check him out if you want a set of those stones. You know, he's a real nice guy for sure. Alright, so it should be set up. Got our 1/8 inch brooch in here and the brooch bushing. I'm going to have Elizabeth push this brooch through. I mean, she worked pretty hard on this press, and this is one of the things that's really made for. Alright, so just, it needs to go all the way through, so just do it. Yeah, go ahead. How hard is that going?
Not too bad.
Okay. Worked really well. Thank you, love.
You're welcome.
We'll have to check it and maybe put some shims and press it through again. Alright, so we're going to add a shim and you know, cut that keyway just a little deeper. Definitely just add shims. They're just little pieces of metal that go in behind the brooch, and just push it out farther into the pulley itself, and then you get thicker and thinner shims. You know, you got a variety of them. So, yeah, just start it back. Yeah, make sure to set it in the center there where it won't hit the. You know, let's turn that sideways and center it up with the ram. So go ahead and pull it down there and kind of easily get it started. Does it feel okay? There we go, man. That does a good job. Alright, so there's the old keyway that was in this pulley here, and the new one that Elizabeth just cut. So we just kept adding shims until we got it to cut, you know, to the depth that we want. So that fits pretty good. Just a little woodruff key. So definitely easier than a setup on the shaper, especially on these smaller bores. It's really the way to go for stuff like this. Get on there. So the little hydraulic pump, I would consider that pretty much done. There's probably nothing wrong with it, so well, I better watch what I say. But hopefully it's good and, you know, won't give us any problems. So other than a new set screw here, this is ready to go back on the saw. So I've had a little time to inspect these pretty close. I did a crack check on both of these bores, keyways, and on both sides, just in the center part of the hub here. I'm out of developer really, so I just had enough to partially do it. But it told me everything I needed to know. This one seems to be fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I didn't detect any cracks, in that hub. But unfortunately, this one has a crack in it. It just wasn't obvious. Before these faces were machined, they were so rough you couldn't see anything. But let me bring you down here. Let me show you this crack. It pretty much runs about 3/4 of the way through this hub, and it stops where it gets pretty thick here. Two options: throw this thing in the trash or fix it. And I believe I'm going to move forward with it and at least try to repair this. What else do you do? So let me bring you down here. Let me show you this, and we'll meet up at the welding bench and get started, I think. So there it is. It starts at the sharp corner of the keyway, runs about 3/4 of the way down here, and stops where it radiuses out and gets thicker. So, what do? Let's go over to the welding bench, I guess, and get a plan and try not to distort this bore any more than we have to get this repaired. So I'm going to try a two-part repair here. Whether this works or not, I don't know, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to braze up this section that I've got removed right now. Then, after it's set, I'm going to come in, burr out the inside till I meet my repair here, or my filler, and then braze it up. Just in an attempt to not distort this bore any more than I have to. Because if I remove all of this material and then braze it up, I'm afraid it'll pull in quite a bit. And plus, I think it'll be a little easier this way. So I'm going to preheat this thing just with some propane, simply because it's cheaper than oxygen and acetylene. Well, I think that went decent. Didn't get quite as good a bonding as I'd like, but for now it's okay. I can come back and touch that up when I do the other side anyway. I'll just burr out where on the edges, you get hot spots and the stuff won't bond well. So we can fix it. But overall, pretty good, I guess. looks pretty good. Better than I thought it would turn out. So that turned out pretty good. You know, they're never perfect, but you just take what you get usually with brazing. Got a couple little spots that I wish would have filled in better. But really they amount to about nothing, to be honest. There's a look at the inside. Get you a little closer on that. So I believe I'm going to have to sleeve this no matter what I do. Just to clean this up will be a pain, and I might as well bore this and sleeve it. But I got to get the material to do that before I can, you know, start doing that. So I think we're going to have to stop here, at least this week. It's about as far as I can get. So there you go. Not a bad job. Perfectly acceptable, I think. Well, that's as far as I'm going to get this week. Still a lot to do on these things. Are they worth fixing? Absolutely not. But, you know, I enjoy the project, and I think once I'm done, you know, I'll be glad that I've done it. So, get a bore this one out, of course, and sleeve it. And I'm not for sure. I might as well probably do the other one while I'm at it and just move forward with this thing. So, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you need anything, contact me through my email. Click on my little guy to subscribe to the channel. Huge thanks to my patrons, viewers, subscribers. You know the deal. So, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time.